What the heck? I'm about to be eating this real, hon. What's up, everybody? Ay, bueno. Peace, 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 peace. Infinite waters diving deep once again. Nobody knows who that guy is, do you? You don't know. You don't know. You don't know. Anywho. Grand Masterful Rich Rising on this beautiful day. Today's breakfast consists of an oatmeal pie with banana, right? It has strawberries, blueberries, and a drizzle of honey. And what else? That's it? Oh, that's it.
Oh no, almond milk.
And almond milk inside of it. And you must eat it warm, ladies and gentlemen, or you won't get the benefits. So, on today's conversation, we are going to be going over confidentiality again. But this time, I'm going to give you 7 biblical principles of confidentiality. Last time it was confidentiality on 7 kingdom concepts. On how to conduct yourself with confidentiality. This time is going to be in a biblical sense. Hi. Whenever my wife wants to join, we're going to get into that. Yeah. So we're waiting on her. Her first excuse so while she got out the camera.
Okay, I'm here, guys.
Oh.
Are you ready?
I was born. I was born like that.
You were born ready? Alrighty.
Hello, everybody. Sunny Bunani.
What's up? What's happening, everyone? Grand Rising. Happy Monday. Happy Easter Monday.
What's it been?
It's Easter Monday, y'all. What's he doing? What's that? What is that?
She's eating that
What's
thing.
that? Oh.
I think it's officially gone. So,
Hi. Hello.
hello, everybody. So we're gonna get off in point number 1, with 7 biblical principles on confidentiality and why it's important to have the hush hush about certain things, concepts, way of life, dreams, vision, so on and so forth, and how to be entrusted with confidentiality, like things that someone wants to tell you. Position yourself to where you're not being oversharing about someone else's business,
Hi, Candace.
and basically position yourself to have enough integrity to know when to hush hush about certain things, right? Point number 1 is going to be guarding trust is godly, right? It's a position that, to the core, that individuals see within you that I can share something with this individual and I feel that they are trustworthy enough that they're not going to squill to anybody. They're not going to squill to our circle about what this confidential matter is about, right?
Right.
I feel a place of safeness.
We got San Antonio in the building.
What up, though, San Antonio? I feel a place of safeness with this individual where I'm able to share. I feel like they have some sense of self-awareness that whatever this person is about to tell me, I'm going to make sure it stays between me and this individual. And when I decide to share my thoughts, if God leads me to share my thoughts for this individual's concern, I'll make sure I'm in the right standing with God to make sure that I can be a an open vortex to shine light in their situation, if need be, right? So I'll give you a scripture that goes with this. Number one is Proverbs chapter 11, verse 13, right? It says, it says a gossip betrays a confidence, but trustworthy people keeps a secret. Right? We understand, and we've been around, the lingo in high school, and individuals who,
Yeah.
they smile in your face, but they say things behind your back.
Yeah.
Right? They see something that's wrong, it'll be ha 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 ha, and it's like, then they have commentary later on to another friend in the group or the circle.
Right.
Right. One of the things that I can brought to you live on this is a scenario when we first got together.
Yeah. Oh my God. Okay.
And a group of individuals that I was being brought into the circle of her circles of people, gave me that sense.
Yeah.
I became aware that those are the things that they were doing. And really quickly, as we got deeper into our relationship, I had to let that be known. And a lot of times I would speak up. I'd be like, man, like, why don't you just say something? Or I would say it out loud, just how about you just tell the other person instead of like, because are we here to help each other? What's up? Did that just happen?
Yes, right now. Let's finish up here. I know it happened just right now.
Did she just dodge outside to come over here and do that?
Okay.
I want to murder my dog right now, bro.
Let's continue.
Yeah. So, long story short, these are wise words right here, which is gospel betrays the confidence, right? Yeah. I don't have any confidence in you because I've seen you work. I've seen how you act around your people. I've seen when you've told me things about other people. Yeah. So why would I ever tell you anything personal about me? While we on that subject, why am I even chilling with you? Yeah. We need to slide around. Hey man, you trying to come out? No, I'm good. I don't want no problems. Right? A trustworthy person keeps a secret. Right? I don't necessarily always have to tell people what your plans are, where you need to be and where you're trying to go, and what you've done in the past. If you've done something that was shady to somebody in the group that I'm with, I'm gonna tell you like, yo, you need to really handle that, right? Because you felt the obligation to really tell me, and I think you need to say something. Yeah. Right? I don't think that involving me in something like this, to where you've done something in the group, I think you need to really take accountability for your situation and what you've done, right? I don't think you need to leave it up to me or anybody else to tell somebody else about what you've done, right? What's the principle that goes with this?
Principle that goes with this is confidentiality is a sign of integrity and maturity in the kingdom of God. And if you do all these things, like if you are having great confidentiality and integrity and maturity, right? In the kingdom, of course, you are to be trusted by God in every way. You are to be trusted by the people. Wait, stop. Wait. You are to be trusted, right? You are to be trusted by God, and also it also gives you that that integrity. You matured, you getting old, you growing. So if you don't do things like that, I feel like you are on a safer side with your relationships, with your friendships and family as well, because sometimes we talk about our family secret into other people, and we don't understand that would divide our family, right? So that's why confidentiality is more important. And we also talk about our relationship start our relationship problems. We also talk more about our relationship problems than anything else, which is also dangerous, because who you talking to, who you telling, you should be careful. Okay, it's either you tell God, you tell your journal, you talk to your partner about the problems so they could be solved, and you come up with the solution, and you take it from there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's it. That's all we need. You just need to know who you're talking to, when and how, and why are you saying what you're saying. So be present in everything that you do. Yesterday we went to church, and the pastor was talking about how your sleep on these on most of the situations, you're not present. You don't know. You're not alive. When God needs you to wake up, you're not up. When God is waking you up, you don't want to wake up. Just like you used to do when your mama used to wake up. We used to wake you up. I mean, used to tell you to wake up like 5 times and you don't wake up, And some of you, your wives still do the same thing. I know I still do the same thing for my husband. I would tell him to wake up like 10 times. Out there. I will tell him to wake up like 10 times. But it was the same. It was like, why are you sleeping on this opportunity right now? Why are you not present in this moment when you're speaking about the things that you shouldn't be speaking about? When you are not being confident, not having confidentiality into all these things that you're about to blab about right now with your friends. So you have to wake up. You have to be present. You have to know what to say and what not to say, and when and how. So number two is love covers. It doesn't expose. So now we're talking about love. So if you love someone, if you love your family, if you love your friend, if you love your husband, your boyfriend, or whoever you are close to, if you love that person, you're going to cover them. You're going to cover them. You're not going to expose them.
Cover means to protect.
To protect, yes. You're going to protect them. You're not going to expose them, right? Because you don't want them to be exposed, right? Even your kids. Most of the parents, I know that they cover most of their kids' secrets, right? Like you don't want. Let me say, you're in a marriage relationship, and then you have kids, and then you have this older kid that you talk to her or him about everything. And then as a dad, you're not going to tell the mom. As a mom, you're not going to tell the dad, until maybe one day where, something happens and you're like, oh, And then she's like, you knew, all that. I feel like that's also part of confidentiality. It also teaches the kids that you need to be able to cover the people you love. If I'm telling you something and I say don't tell anyone, or if I'm telling you something that you see that this is between us and this person is telling me this because they trust me, I don't think you should go around and talk about those people with your friends, right? That's why love is supposed to be covering, not exposing. You shouldn't expose someone. You should cover them, and you shouldn't get back. We're talking about all this. We're forgetting one thing. We're forgetting the fact that even if you cover that person, right? You respect that person so much, you cover them, and then come a time where they do something, and then now you expose them. You're not exposing them to the world or anything like that, but you're exposing them because you are hitting them with what they have trusted you. So they told you about this situation, and then now that you guys are arguing or having a fight, you're welcome. Now that you guys are having a fight, or you guys are not talking, or you're having somewhat of problems, right? You're having problems, right? So now you're arguing, and then you bring up what they have told you about, right? And then you say, that's the reason why this happened to you, right? So now that's not confidentiality, because now you're using this thing against what's happening right now.
Right.
Even though you didn't tell anyone, but using it against that person, that's not covering them.
Right.
You're not respecting them. Do you have anything to say?
Yeah. So I want to share that biblical sense and just give an awareness, that We got First Peter chapter 4 verse 8, and
Yeah.
that says, "Love covers over a multitude of sins." No matter how many things you've done, I'm still gonna love you, right?
Yeah.
And you have to understand that love is supposed to be a emanating uh, frequency and a emanating vibration that is supposed to not waver because of the outcome or the circumstances around you.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be something that you are, right? That you resonate, that this is who I am regardless of how you've done or what you've done,
Yeah.
right? I don't hate you. I love you. I just hate the things that you do, right? And by me hating the things that you do, it will not emotionally change the vibrational frequency that I have for you when it comes to love, right? And that's why it's so that verse is so important. It's like, love God with all your heart, your mind, and your soul and your body, right?
Yeah.
In the same time of doing that, love your neighbor as you love, first and foremost, yourself. If you cannot emulate, you cannot do these things, that means that the level of love that you have for yourself has not exceeded past your expectations, right? And a lot of people have a lot of, and scars on their heart of loving themselves. Oh, I don't like the way this is on me, and that, and this, and that, right? And things that you can't change, right?
Right.
And I mean, you can change now these days, but even when you physically change it,
It's not going to be perfect.
it's always what it was, and you literally put a scar on your face or on your body to take it away, to say that that was a part of you. That's like cutting my finger off and now it's detached from me, right? They had a study. This is besides the point. I just want to really talk about this really quick. They had a little study where veterans would go to war and things like that, and some people will lose body parts, and it was a observation of they still feeling the ligaments that once was. So when they move that nub, they still feel the energetic energy of that foot, or that body part is still there energetically, because you grew up with that extension of yourself, right? And so the fact that it's departed from you, now away from you, doesn't mean that it's because it's physically away, doesn't mean that it's not energetically still there.
Right.
Right. And it was an interesting observation, because you don't know that until something comes apart from you, right? You wouldn't be able to see it from that point of perspective. But what's saying that is that, there's levels of love, right? If you're fat and stuff like that, you're like, yo, I'm out of shape and things like that. You don't necessarily have to be like, oh, I want this away from me. There's a different perspective than saying that my nose, you know what I'm saying? Or my eyes, or the way my jaw is structured, or my lips, right? These are different, right? These are like things that you should just be like, I love the way my lips are. Like, there's nothing to change about. I'm not about to physically go get them surgically changed. Like, that's too much. But to work off body fat is a whole different lingo. Like, that's something you can change.
Yeah.
Right? It's all about what you're intaking. And so if you want to change the body type that you have, that's changeable. That's okay to change. That's okay to say, I am unhealthy right now and I need to be more healthy, right? Because if it was a life and death situation and I need to be on a survival tip, can I be able to survive, right? With my condition, can I be able to survive with the body type that I have right now, right? And it's just those are different perspectives. But overall, me getting on this tangent was me to highlight that loving yourself is the altitude of you being able to love on other people, which gets us around to this scripture, which is like Proverbs. I'm sorry, First Peter chapter 4, verse 8, and it says, love covers over a multitude of sins. Right? No matter what you've done, I love me so much that I'm gonna love you regardless what you do. Right? Even if it was like cheating or you killed somebody, like, I'm gonna I mean, like, my brother has a a line of things, man. A line of things that he's done in lives that he's taken, you know? And regardless, even to this
Rising
day,
soulfully.
Grand Rising Self, even to this day, I still love my brother, regardless of what
Right.
he's done. Right? That's an extension. But if he don't want to talk and he like, has his own little distance thing, that's fine too, brother. I love you from a distance.
Yeah.
Like I can't make you.
Right.
I can't make you change. I can't. That's not my job. But I love you, and when we meet and we dap up, you gonna feel that love when I bring you in. How you been? Where should I begin? Right? I'm just playing.
Oh wow.
No, but yeah, overall, like, it's about not, you're not being gullible because you loving somebody regardless of their sins, right? And it's like, it's not even your sins to count because they're sinning against themselves, and sin is
Ruby.
Hello, Ruby. And sin is not what religious people kind of associated with. Sin is going against the highest authority, which is God, right? The divine authority, the divine will of God, right?
Yeah.
And if you understand the divine will, divine laws, natural laws, right, moral laws, you understand that, okay, these laws have been
utterly fantastic.
Thank you. It's utterly fantastic. These laws have been around for centuries, years, eons, right? It's the way that the planet operates.
Right.
So it's like, for you to say, oh, I'm going to just change some things up because I don't like the way it is. It's like, no, bro, the seed is still the seed. Right? It is an apricot seed? Is it a papaya seed? Is whatever seed? Yeah. It's whatever seed that the seed is.
Banana seed.
Right. And whatever it produced, that is what that seed is, right? Then you can't do anything to change those laws. The laws are the laws. So in saying that, it's like, dude, you gotta deal with that at the end of the day. But I'ma still love you on that journey, whether you want to face it or not. Yeah. When you transcend, guess what? We all gonna come together. We gonna come to the funeral. Everybody's gonna mourn, right? Regardless of what you did, we still love you. So I think that's what that verse is basically going off to, and what it's basically saying. Here's a principle that goes with it. It says, when we truly love others, we don't use their weakness, mistakes, or past
ammunition.
Past ammunition. Past ammunition.
We protect.
Right?
And restore.
We protect and restore. Right? Yes. Past ammunition is basically what she was saying earlier, which is, I'm using your weaknesses. Like, I remember you did that one thing. You ain't gonna change. You that still that same mother. Right? You know what I'm saying? You know them people, man. You know them people. And that you using that as ammunition against them when they're trying, or not necessarily trying. I don't like really saying trying, but as they're moving to be the better version of themselves,
to be the vision.
Yes,
to be the best version.
Right, and you're not you. I think those people don't love themselves in that particular thing, because for them to use ammunition against somebody else is just letting them know that there's certain things that they haven't changed about themselves that they're now taking out on you. And it's like, well, I haven't changed it about myself, but I'm not gonna say that out loud. But if I ain't changed about myself, then you ain't gonna change nothing about yourself. And it's like they're just like mirroring stuff on other people. But you would have to really get deep in people's like subconscious mind about certain things like that, because they're not gonna reveal that stuff off rip unless you really close to them and you see that they haven't changed things and wanted to do things that they haven't done. Right?
Oh yeah.
So yeah. That is point number 2. I think I explained point number 2 so good.
You did.
I think we did a great job.
Yeah. Love covers, it doesn't expose. Just in case you're not here.
And it doesn't expose. Yes. So you don't expose your people's business, yo.
You cover. You respect. You protect.
Yes. Yeah. And you take it to God. First off, I'm not, like I said last time, I'm not holding on to your trash, bro.
Yeah.
You can go ahead and tell me, but guess what? I'm giving it to God, just like I gave my problems to God. I'm not doing none of that. I got my plate full, right? My plate is full, man. I don't even sit there and try to boil over my own problems. I'm getting to God, and God will tell me whether or not He has somebody else send them on a mission to then come to you and tell you about your thing that you told me, but I told God, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then He like, man, how you know about this issue, right? You had those situations where you share something with somebody, or you share something with yourself or with God, and then somebody came up to you either that same day or within that week or that month, whatever, and they came up to you and literally spoke what was in secret to you as though they was in the conversation. You like, And it's the message. How else you gonna get the message?
Yeah. Okay, we got a comment from Soulfully Royal Nita.
What it up? What it do?
I
What
wouldn't
it...
say ammunition, perhaps, but watching silently, I truly believe many people don't change. Very small group of folk. Just my perspective.
I think many people do change.
Yeah.
Now, are we talking about that? There's levels of change, okay?
Yeah.
Right? Because people change into the versions that they are becoming.
Oh, she said they just adjust what you like and can't keep up and revert.
Just adjust what you like and can keep
And
up
can't
and revert.
keep up.
Oh, can't keep up and
So
revert.
they don't keep up.
Now, if we was talking about my evolution of change versus people trying to match my evolution of change, no, they can't keep up, right? Because we're all in our own lanes, right? That's why we also need each other when it comes to like growth and connections and opportunities and things like that. Somebody has something that I don't have,
Yeah.
so it's best, and I have something that they don't have. So it's best for us to come together as a community to then amplify our cause, right? I think when it comes to comparison, no, you can't. Just like I can't with somebody who's a mentor and they're in a whole different lane. No matter what I do, I ain't gonna get to that point. I will get to a certain ideal version of where they are, right? But it'll be in my own way. It'll be in my own experience. So it won't be able to match it like I get a matching cup.
Yeah.
Right? I won't be able to do that, right? But I do understand what you're saying. I also want to say people do change. They either change into the versions that they are continuously going down the road to become, right? Because that's a continuously effort, continuous picking up the cup. You keep picking up that cup, being that version of who you want to be. You still changing into more of that person.
Yeah.
Right? So there's change happening regardless. It's just where
it could be bad change or good change.
Right? It
Yes.
could be beneficial. It could be for your well-being or not for your well-being.
Yeah.
Right? And change is gonna happen. And
because I'm sorry, because you know when you were dating someone and that person was a player or something.
Player.
and then you maybe you wanted to get married to that person. Maybe you just wanted to settle with that person because you felt like they were good for you.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you just can't keep up because they're doing the most, they're doing a lot, and then maybe you guys but you guys break up, right? And then he moves on. Maybe he dumps you and then he moves on, and then after maybe a year or two or after 6 months he gets married. Then you ask yourself, you're like, who gets married to someone who's like this, who's so nasty like this? They changed to that person because that's who they were looking for, right? So it's that type of change that I would say that we are talking about. Okay, Royal Nita, I see you on fire. I mean, at the core, they may not be a person who has manners, but because you have manners, they are going to do that for a few weeks and just stop. That's not who they are at the core. Small example. Yeah, that's true.
Well,
That's true. Especially men. I feel like you're talking about men when they come into the relationship. They do exactly what they do exactly what you tell them about you, because when they get into a relationship, they ask you, hey, what do you like? Where do you like to go? And you don't ask anything about them, and that's where things change. How about you ask, hey,
or how about one ask?
Yeah, like if he asks, what do you like? Do you like flowers? And then you respond to that question and you ask a question back, a deeper question, the type of question that you want to know about a man, that the type of man you want in your life. Hey, what are your 10-year goals? If he's serious about you, he's gonna let you know that these are my 10-year goals. This is this, and if he thinks you too serious, he's gone. So it's up to you whether you keep that person or you keep answering the questions over and over and over, because they're going to do exactly what you tell them. They're going to buy you flowers. They're going to buy chocolate. They're going to take you to that restaurant. They're going to treat you exactly the way you said you want until they get where they want to get. And then after that, you see the true colors, because that wasn't him. That was what you told them who you are, or how you wanted to be treated at that moment.
Or that's what she told him.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. And she did respond really She
Yeah.
responded.
Okay. She said, I understand your point though, lol. This is a life experience for me. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And
Not
then
necessarily a man, family members, woman, friends.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah. It could be. I'm a bit communicating. I'm big
I'm a
on
big
communicating,
communicator.
so that's not my concern. I am big on communicating with
All
all
walks of life.
walks of life. Okay.
So you
I'm
talking to
done.
Bambi
Okay.
is what you telling me? You out here talking to Bambi? Tell Bambi to roll over here and drop some berries on the steps. No, I'm just like, nah, but I think
8:30.
that's a yeah, you're right. I think that's a very good awareness too, and I think both of you guys have a very valid point too when it
Yeah.
comes to that.
Yeah.
I wanted to say that um,
While you're thinking, I was gonna say that also with family members, it's the same thing because they know who you are and they see what you want, what you like to talk about, and then they're gonna come be that person, and then as they are
oh yeah,
as weeks and months and they start to be like, okay, I don't give a shit about what you want, to be honest with you, but I just wanted to see the type of person you are, They won't, of course they won't keep up. And we also outgrow people. Like one of our mentors told us that you outgrow your mentor.
yeah.
You
After a
need
while,
another mentor, yes, and you need another mentor. So at the point, people will think you are cool. Hey, she's cool, she's fine, she does this, she does that, and then after a while, they like, I just don't go along with whatever they do anymore, and that's it.
yeah.
Like it doesn't even take a year for a person to feel that way if you guys don't align, and if you guys are not on the same level, and either they look up to you or they look down on you, right? It's it's like they're going to be there for a couple of weeks, couple of months, and once it's over, it's over. Yeah.
She brought up a very good point, and she was talking about a specific situation that she was occurring. And after having so much of time being spent with this mentor, she exceeded past the mentor's ability to answer a certain question that
Questions,
she
yeah.
had now encountered in all of the practicing of the knowledge that this mentor had gifted her or
Yeah.
exchanged with her. So she was applying all that and got to a situation where she experienced a business, a level up, and it was like, yo, I'm in this situation. What do I do in this situation? And the mentor was like, I've actually never experienced that before. And so
Yeah.
that was the moment where she realized that I've now exceeded the use of this mentor right now, and not saying like use as far as in like throw out like trash, but I now need more higher counseling.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with always excelling to higher counseling, just as well as you finish a book, right? You've gotten and applied the wisdom of this book that you've now acquired. Now there's other areas in your life that you need to read new books in that will
Yeah.
now give you and acquire you the next level of gems that you need to apply in your upcoming.
That's
So
true.
mentors are like books, right? You're going to get a new one every single time depending on whatever situation that you're going to be in or whatever level of in
Grow.
your life
You grow out. You grow apart.
you grow out of mentorship,
Mentors,
or
yes.
you grow out of a particular mentor.
Yeah.
I don't even know if I want to use grow out of.
Grow
I
out.
felt like using grow out of was just not. I like
It's
the
time.
book
It's time.
idea.
Yeah. When it's time,
But
it's
yeah,
time. When
yeah,
it's time, you'll know.
yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah.
This
Heck
heck yeah.
yes.
This is cheers to that, like man, blah, 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 blah. And yeah. So the points that we went over today on seven biblical principles of confidentiality.
Yeah.
The first point was guarding trust is godly. Number one. Number two, love covers. It does
doesn't
not
expose.
expose.
Ooh.
Right. These were the two concepts that we brought to your awareness today on just highlighting a way of handling confidentiality, the integrity, the character, the morals that come with
Yeah.
this responsibility of not just confidentiality of others, but not just confidentiality of God, not just confidentiality of your mind and your vision, but your own movement too as well, who you are, right? You don't always need to share everything with everybody, right? Even when
Mm-hmm.
you have great ideas and
With
you feel a
everybody.
sense of dopamine to want to share because it's
Yeah.
such a great idea, and it's like, no, hush,
Right.
hush. Have you even done the work in the dark? Why are you
Mm.
sharing right now? Have you written this stuff down? Have you actually got intimate with this great idea that you just now just discovered?
Yeah.
Right? Why are you sharing right now? Have you even gotten the wheels on the damn axle yet for it to roll? No?
Mm.
Okay, I think you need to hush hush, bud. I think you need to shish
Not
shish.
saying nothing, yeah.
Yeah, like, oh, you have this idea of starting cybersecurity. Have you bought the course yet? Are you halfway through? Are you even at the finish line? You haven't bought it yet? What are we talking
Yeah.
about?
Yeah.
Hush. Get started. Let me see
Yeah.
later. Yeah, how about that? How
Mm.
about, hey, how's things going? What's new? Oh yeah, I just finished this cybersecurity course, and yeah, I put my application online, and I just got a job. Yeah, what? You got a job? When did you start
Mm.
cybersecurity? Oh, about a couple months back, last when we talked. What? You didn't tell me about it? Oh yeah, it wasn't finished cooking in the oven. I don't need to tell you anything.
Most of the time, things that you share early, most of the time, it don't work. It don't work. If it works, then
Mhm.
it was meant to work. But
Yeah.
most of the time, it don't work. Most of the time, you don't do it because now you have told someone, and then you now have to keep up, and then other things are gonna come, and then something is going to happen that's gonna knock it over. Unless if you're telling someone like an accountability partner, like sharing it with your partner and saying, you know what, I want to do this, and I want you to keep me accountable. I want you every time when you call me, you ask me about this thing that I said I was gonna do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This confidentiality subject came about mainly due to like fasting and our ideas and visions and things like that, and really
Yeah.
just getting into the people don't need to know that we're fasting. If we're fasting, that's between me and her and
Yeah.
God,
Mm,
right? And that's between whatever the vision or whatever the goal is of fasting is at that point,
that's right.
right? I think in the beginning we got really like shareable with that stuff,
But we were
right?
we were done with it.
No, I'm saying in the beginning, like when we first started being on
Started.
the
Oh,
journey,
okay.
we
Yeah.
got really shareable about
Yeah.
telling people like, "Oh, you want to eat this?" And like, "Oh no, we're fasting right now."
Yeah.
Right? Like we know we're not supposed to be eating meat, but there's people who are offering us stuff right in the midst of the test of times,
Mm,
and we're now sharing when we don't need to share. It's just a no, no. I don't need to
yeah, that's right.
explain.
Yeah.
I don't have to explain, and just no, I'm okay. Just leave it at that. Know
Mm.
how to respond. Then reacting, and the initial reaction was, "Oh yeah, we're on a fast right now, right?" And I think it was mainly like a hit of dopamine to say like, yeah, we're on that tough journey right now, right? Like most people are not taking that journey. And I don't want to say that it came from that place, but I think subconsciously wise, why
And
are
then what
you
happened?
sharing?
And then what happened after that? After we told the people.
We fell out of it, maybe something. I don't remember all the way to the T, but it was more,
I
I
don't
think,
remember. Sometimes we will be like, we're gonna pray to because we're about to eat these chips right
yeah,
now. Something that we
oh,
shouldn't do it really. We
yeah,
just like God is gonna forgive us because I
yeah.
mean, yeah,
It wasn't as serious anymore.
yeah,
When you hold a secret or something that's important, there's a level of respect when it's something that is important,
mm-hmm.
right? When it's something that is important to you, that's a secret. There's a level of respect that you give it
Yeah,
versus when you're telling everybody about it,
right,
right? When you're telling everybody about it, it's almost like that's your friend, and you're telling everybody about your friend's problem that they just told you.
yeah,
And your vision is like, why are you telling everybody about our private? Why are you telling people about me right now? You're disrespecting me. Your vision is like, you're disrespecting me. I shared this with you and it was personal. Yeah, I just really
you crazy.
I really just gave vision a body.
Yeah,
But that's another perspective to see it as. Like,
yeah.
why are you sharing that you're on a freaking fast? Nobody cares, bro. What do you like? What do you want us to praise you? Oh, you're doing
Okay,
a great job.
fasting.
Yeah, stay fast. I don't even like those responses. Oh, okay, stay fast. He is like, why did I even share with you anyway? Like, for
Stop.
that type of response. But I'm saying, like,
I think it really boils down from like just getting that necessary hit of dopamine. It's like, why am I sharing with you that we're on this?
Yeah. Ooh.
You know? And that was just my realization. If I had to really be like devil's advocate and really dig deep into the darkness of why are you sharing your
Why am I sharing?
why am I sharing these things?
Yeah.
Right? Why do
There are
I
things to share and there are things not to share.
Yeah. Well, with that being said, this has been an immense
Amazing.
interaction with
I'll
you
see you at
guys.
6 p.m. soulfully. Royal Nita, hope you're ready
Hope you
for the
ready.
workout.
6 p.m. Oh,
6 p.m. for
yeah.
workout, yeah.
Yeah. Uh-oh. That was fast.
I don't think she's responding to
Right.
shit. Right, to be honest, I'm kind of over with validation from others. I love that. I'm humble to receive compliments, but I am not as big on certain stuff. Yes, can't wait you the truth.
Can't wait.
Thank you.
You the
Looking
truth.
forward to workout. Yay! Yay! Let's go.
All right, with that being said, we're going to share, this is 7 biblical principles. So we're only on 2 right now. We're going to come back and we're going to share the rest of them all the way until number 7.
So we're gonna see you on Monday. Next Monday, you
Next
guys.
Monday, guys.
We are here every Monday at 8 a.m. Central to 8:30.
And with that being
8:40
said,
today.
definitely go over there, man. Go check out those videos that we dropped for you guys, man. Give us some likes, some shares, some love. If that video blessed you, definitely make that in the comments and then share it to somebody you think that will need it. Okay?
Yes.
With that being said, LocFam Kingdom Diaries is about to be out. Stay blessed by the best. Let the force be with you, meaning God, the presence, the Holy Spirit, and Jesus Christ. With that being said, be on a mission to discover your potential, your purpose, and your God-given divine
You sound like you're in a commercial right now.
I know, right?
Hey. Stay locked in.
Stay locked in.
God vibes only.
One up, y'all.
Peace and love. We love y'all.
Beep boop.